In our session today, we talked about keeping the priority on constructing science assessment. In Kentucky, we have a very specific way of doing that we first wanted to make sure that we were very, very clear that we had to value instruction and that instruction needed to drive the assessment rather than the other way around. So what we do is we really have a focus on having our teachers help us develop the items in our assessment. But as commissioner, what I want everybody to know is instruction is the first and foremost thing we've got to get right for our kids. We're able to take a creative approach to our science assessment, probably in part because my role in developing the next generation science standards, I've been pretty involved with that from the very beginning, but also because philosophically, I think everybody sees that our teachers are the key to our students getting a quality education. So why shouldn't they also be involved in developing assessments? Other states can really engage in this kind of work by fully committing to the vision of the next generation science standards or the framework for K-12 science education, meaning that they are really committed to developing a system of assessments that enhances instruction by realizing that kids really need to be engaged in the 3 dimensions of science, but that this test actually needs to be something that is reflective of what good instruction should look like. So a key function of developing these types of assessments is utilizing a storyline. One of the things that we use in Kentucky is we have folks that actually will sit and write the story for a cluster of items that allows a student to show how they're making sense out of the phenomena. It shows how their thinking develops over time. I think a lot of times people sit down and say, I'm going to write a test question. And actually what we need them to do is write the story that we want the kids to really be able to tell, and then write items that elicit that actual response. So the things I think that I hope people walked away with in my session were teachers have to be at the center of the process. Teachers have to be engaged, but they also have to commit to the vision of 3-dimensional assessment. They have to be willing to be reflective and critique one another's work. They have to commit to all 3 dimensions. I tell people all the time the cross-cutting concepts, I worry that those are going to get lost. So they've got to really commit to developing assessments that are reflective of their instruction, but that fully engage kids in these phenomena, which means they've got to change to a large degree what a lot of us were taught when we were learning how to teach. What I hope is that everybody remembers that at the end of the day, the best test prep is good instruction. And so quit worrying about prepping for the state test and have excellent instruction, and then expect and hold accountable state leaders to build a test that actually responds to that.